Hey guys, Armando here at Umba HQ. Thanks for tuning in to Mondo's Flipping Cards. Hi everyone. Last time you tuned in, we were talking a little bit about iconic masters, a little bit about the panic of people going, oh no, they're reprinting cards I have and all that hoopla. Well, we're gonna move on from that and we are gonna talk a little bit about the standard rotation that's about to happen and the card stock that you already have invested in and how you wanna make that last more for the long run or maybe help you in a transition into modern. So we are losing 4 sets right now. We are gonna lose Battle for Zendikar, Oath of the Gatewatch, Shadows of Innistrad, and Eldritch Moon. Out of those sets are a couple cards that have already tanked pretty well and are viable cards in Modern that you should get your hands on right now while they're low, because this time next year, they're not gonna be that low. And they're cards that hopefully you'll end up playing in, down the road in whatever deck you end up building for Modern. So I wanna make a run through on those cards real quick for you. First, we have Grimflayer. In the last 2 days, Grimflayer has gone up about 40 cents. It's gonna continue to climb a little bit this week. Then after rotation happens, it should have a good dive, maybe $2, and then it'll just steadily climb up. It should be settling this time next year around $18. So if you're getting into it at $6, you're looking at holding onto a card for a year and it being worth 3 times as much. Definitely a good investment. Next, I want to talk about Collective Brutality. Collective Brutality is seeing a lot of play in Modern. It's seen some play in Legacy. It's just all around a great card. It's in Grixis Control. It's in mono black decks across the board. I've seen it in a black Eldrazi. So it's definitely a good removal card. Escalates an awesome ability. Get your hands on them now. They're at $11, about to get to 12. They might have a little dip after rotation, but you should be diving in if you ever see them get down to 10 or below. That card will easily be a $20 card in about a year or two. Next, we have Spellquiller. Spellquiller is an awesome card for spirits. It's a counter spell that blinks in. It's got flash, so you get a creature body too. Spirits are always being printed no matter what comes out in standard. So spirits are always going to be a viable tribe or archetype to dip into. And it's a 4 of in every spirit deck that's going to be getting play. So it's definitely a good investment to get into at a $4 mark. I see that card in a year being at least about $8. Next, we have Thought-Knot Seer. Thought-Knot Seer is getting play right now in all Eldrazi Tempo decks across the board. Eldrazi Tempo is definitely taking out Eldrazi Tron in how much it's getting played. It's a 4 of in every deck I've seen out there. Get your hands on them while you can. I don't think they're going to be printing Eldrazi's ever again. These cards are going to be around for a long time. They're going to be at $25 in no time. It's definitely going to be one of those $35 cards that gets reprinted in a master set in about 3 to 5 years down the road. Get your hands on them, stack up on them while you can during rotation, selling around the $5 mark. Definitely a good entry-level card to get into. Next, I want to talk about Liliana the Last Hope. Liliana the Last Hope right now is about $25. I think after rotation, because of the zombie decks that are out there right now in Standard, she's going to have a good flood on the market. People are going to cycle them out, get new cards for the new Standard that they're getting into, get into Ixalan, or people are also going to get rid of, remember, a lot of these cards, they're going to ditch so they could get some money together to dip into Iconic Masters. So when this flood hits the board, you know, we're looking at a really good price tank that could happen, and it's going to have a bounce back because this card, it's played in Jund. And anything played in Jund is worth money, and it's always going to go up. Jund is always going to be one of the most expensive decks that when a card gets in, automatic skyrocket. It's definitely a great card to get your hands on. It'll be played in zombie decks across the board, commander decks across the board. I definitely think getting in at an $18 price point is definitely solid for this card. I could see this Planeswalker getting up to about $45 in the next couple years. I'd say 2 to 3. All right, guys, next I want to talk to you about cards that are coming up on the rise via buyout or speculation, cards that you probably have stock in and you don't realize how many copies you have sitting around because they weren't much and now they are becoming something. First, I want to talk about Sarkhan the Unbroken. Sarkhan the Unbroken right now is around $12 to $13. We all had stacks of them while they're sitting at 4 or 5. They were in packs everywhere. We're all cracking them while drafting and shielding. Some people were using them as trade baits to get into more Death Mist Raptors because ooh, it was a Planeswalker. But it's one of those cards that you definitely will have 2 to 3 lying around and it's taken a good hike. You've already gained 3 times your money. I don't see this being a stable thing down the road. I think it's mainly because the Dragons Commander deck that came out. It's definitely got good synergy in that, but Commander inflating card prices off of speculation. It's too soon to think that any of these dragons or dragon commander decks is going to be like the most broken thing in the format. That's going to be the thing to build. So this card's going to keep its price where it is. It's definitely not even that great in Frontier. It's not getting play in Modern. So it's definitely a card that I would think about getting rid of now and get my value and pull out of that market and think about reinvesting elsewhere. Kind of like the last part where I was talking about getting into more modern, I guess you could say staples, but cards that are getting played in Modern that are rotating out. So flip that out, you know, one of those, 3 Spell Coolers, a card that's going on the rise of about $4. Flip one of those out, get a Collective Brutality. Those are gonna go up. Flip one of those out, get a Gideon. Gideons are around $10 to $11. You know, move it into a product that you know is more stable and that has potential to have growth. All right, so the next card I want to talk to you about is Maelstrom Nexus. Maelstrom Nexus is a 5-color enchantment, 1 of each color, and the first spell you cast each turn has Cascade. This card has seen a very good buyout. I think it may not just be buyout, just for the fact of the Dragon deck in Commander, which a lot of people are trying to supplement cards for, would definitely play this card. Commander decks across the board would. Via 5 colors, that's the only format it's really viable in. But the buyout was significant. It was enough to take down to 2 pages on TCG Player. I saw it spike to a little bit over $30. It's selling right now at a median around $24.99, but the lowest copy there is heavily played at $20. If you have any of those, I would look at removing them from your collection and getting your stock of that into something else. Previously, those were around like $4 to $6. So, you know, you're getting your value out now. Pull it out, put it into something better that you feel will be more stable on the market. All right, guys. All right, the next card I want to talk about is Shatter Spree. Shatter Spree is an instant from Guild Pack. Pay 1 red and destroy target artifact, but it has Replicate, which is 1 red. Copy the spell for each time you paid its Replicate cost. So for 3, smash out 3 artifacts. Definitely a great uncommon. It's the next uncommon that's on the rise. Definitely a great hate card in Modern when you're playing against Affinity. So that's a card to definitely check out. See if you have any of them. $20 for a foil. Definitely good value. That's definitely a card I'd look at flipping right away and getting your stock of that money into something else and get, like I said before, get into stability. Get into something that you feel doesn't really demand or call a reprint. Also realize if you're getting in cards that are on the rise fast, if there's only few copies of it from different sets printed already, then realize that's a card that could be on a master set list, especially if it's in demand. So you want to get something in and out quick or shoot for something low, steady. It's played in 4 of some multiple decks across the board. You feel like it's going to rise. So the next 2 cards on the list, I'm going to talk about them at the same time because they're both Merfolks. Sigil Tracer and Wanderwine Prophets. Both have had a good buyout lately, a little bit of a climb. I think mainly because of speculation of more Merfolks coming in with Ixalan. So whenever more of any archetype starts getting printed, you know, people try to find the connections, see if there's some cool modern deck lists or maybe a commander deck list they could create. I think that's what all the hype is right now. Wanderwine Prophets, though, taking an extra turn with Merfolks, definitely broken. You can get some crazy stuff with commander with that. Modern, too slow. It's 6 casting costs. You're not really worried about it. I would definitely start thinking about moving those if I have multiple copies, definitely the foils, because those are worth a lot more. They're not worried about a reprint or anything like that flooding the market of it, but I am worried about the stability of Merfolks being good. We have seen this happen many times before with a couple Merfolks getting printed in, like Harbinger of the Tides, where that got printed and people were like, oh my gosh, now I have to go buy all the Lord of Atlantis out there and all these other awesome Merfolks because Merfolks is going to be viable again. Merfolks always been viable, by the way. It didn't just disappear. Merfolks are going to have a little bit of gas added now, but it's nothing that's going to take it over the top to be this like commanding deck to just be the most broken thing on the face of the planet. So I would definitely think about moving these products now if I have them, and then flipping that stock into more modern stuff or more legacy, whatever it is that tickles your fancy. Thanks for checking us out today, guys. Signing off from Uba HQ. Adios.